issue of tremendous national concern. It is a public interest matter, and it is about the education of our young compatriots. It is not a matter that we can toy with or we can take lightly. Right, Honourable Speaker.
Ebusiafo enche bia na yenuanom enkuma wo mo etena se etrobi si nsonhwe no wo mo results ebeto emonten eso na ebeto odwa no pe na sabi suku a wo mo ebeto aso mekanto aso school SHS onu nso ebaaye na chese wo se awofo nyina eboabo wo mo ho na sabi wo mo ye krado se wo mo ed wo mo ma no eba ababeku school na anche na chese empanimfo metre GS ene eye Ghana Education Service wo mo edebetu dwa se eye na wotwe a yesi mu ya edwada na ehye na wotwe yi ase no ene wo se emofra ne nyina ekopie mu ewo eye the various schools a ya locate ede ama wo mo na ebeye nsem bebre wo krodwem ha awofo pi na ena na eche se emofra kwa wo mo ekoi sebe eye na wotwe miensa pe ene wo mo kodi wo school ni mu asa bafia ne nyina eye eka kese a ababeda eye awofo no esunto wo sere se ewo se GS mpanimfo eye bibi ene ede fa ho se de beya wo mo ebetimi atwen na afefoforo a yebewura mu no nanka wo mo etimi akwa akohyase nanso no eye education minister yenra eye dutwum odi ababetu dwa se ewo se mofra ne ekoisanse wo mo eye ne kwan bi so a kane no na eye system ani ye use no academic calendar no se de net ye nanka wo hye first term ase a wo hyase eye August September no peso musan kosi wo mudada mu ebiemesa se nam covid ntino e ma calendar no exercise enye se de o maka no sa pepepe wo se awofo bia e ma ne ba no ekosko ye dwada ye a etwemu ya na no e na Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa wo ye mrahye bedwani e de ma not ton abaton peso so e de abetu dwa se nya hwimpo a ye nhwe eye mepe ene fra mantem mu nkura hodo a se be nsuo ase wo mu no ama schools adaye wo honum nyina ehu aka no se mofra no se be school ben pa ene wo mu ebe kwonte wo se ankwamusi abotre no wo mu twen na afefofo mu awramu no wampene so ene de Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa ede abufuo abusua ene mrahye bedwafie watete bi pa ene ama eye honorable yaw odutwum enam eye nhyehyeye a wo mu ehyehyeye se mofra no enko school ene manimu ya yenkoti se de opani ede nsem no etudwa.
Honorable Ablakwa.
I'm most grateful, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, this matter is a very important issue of tremendous national concern. It is a public interest matter, and it is about the education of our young compatriots. It is not a matter that we can toy with or we can take lightly. Right, Honourable Speaker, the first issue I thought the Honourable Minister of Education will address in his presentation to the House today is why the Ministry of Education flagrantly, blatantly defied this House. We had an extensive discussion. There was a statement duly admitted by the Speaker, and the Right Honourable Speaker issued a directive on this matter. There was a press statement to that effect, because all efforts, I was in the chamber that day, all efforts to reach the minister failed. I was here. I see people who were not here last week Thursday screaming and trying to intimidate me, but I refuse to be intimidated. I was here and I know what transpired. For the first time, this house, I have been here 3 times. I do remember when this house worked with the speaker to draft a press statement for the consideration of our PR unit. That is how important this house considered this matter. So I was expecting that even if the Honorable Minister disagrees, out of respect for this house, which he is a member of, I don't believe that the Honorable Minister of Education would disrespect a house that he is a member of. But that's what he has done. Knowing that he has been summoned to appear before us today, what stopped him from waiting instead of asking his PR unit to issue that counter statement, which put Parliament on a collusion course with his ministry? I thought that show of power, that flexing of muscles. The Honorable Minister is my very good friend, and he knows that one of my qualities is that I tell my friends the truth, and I tell them in their face. I was in the constituency throughout the break, and the number of parents who came to my house who were calling me that we listened to you people in the house, we got a sense of what you, our representatives, have said, and then now we see this statement issued by the PR unit of the Ministry of Education. What do we do? What is happening with our leaders? Why this state of confusion? And a lot of parents were not pleased at all, particularly with what the Ministry of Education did. So I thought that the Honorable Minister will explain to us why he did what he did, defied Parliament, put out that statement, and virtually just, called our bluff and said that what has happened in this house really doesn't matter. It's like telling us to go to hell, really, And I'm really surprised that a minister who is also a member of this house will engage in this conduct. I don't think that this is conduct that we should countenance, that we should celebrate, that is worthy of emulation. Ministers, we've all been ministers or deputy ministers before, and we hold this house in high esteem. When you get a sense of this house, the Right Honourable Speaker has spearheaded, supervised the proceedings himself, drafted a statement. I mean, you don't issue a counter statement and treat the house with the contempt that the Minister of Education did. So that matter, the Minister of Education will have to explain to us why those of us who feel affronted by what he has done should not bring an action that will seek to drag the minister to the Privileges Committee. I wouldn't want my good friend to go and sweat it out at the Privileges Committee. But with what he has done, it's as if he's daring us. That's what you are telling us. Yes, let's see what you can do. As for me, I've defied you. Let's see what Parliament can do. But that's how we feel. That is honestly how we feel. And I'm not going to rule that out, depending on the explanation that the minister will give us. So that matter has to be addressed. The minister must offer an explanation. Then, Mr. Speaker, the second concern I have is that the Honourable Minister must tell this House, why is it that of all the stakeholders in the education space, only the minister thinks that this position that he's adopting is right? How can everybody else be wrong and only the minister be right? Mr. Speaker, I hold in my hands a letter that all the teacher unions sent to the Director General of the Ghana Education Service. They copied the minister on Wednesday, 29th November 2023. And this statement is co-signed by the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, Coalition of Concerned Teachers of Ghana, CCT, and the Teachers and Education Workers Union, TEU. And in the statement, they stated, and I quote, "This 4th December reopening appears not practicable due to the fact that the placement and reopening dates are too close," unquote. So all the stakeholders, the PTA, the unions, how come, and I must add Parliament, the Right Honourable Speaker. So how is it that only Dr. Educhum is right, everybody else is wrong? I don't understand what's going on. All the people you are working with, Nagrat, CCT, TEU, NAT, the PTAs, the people's representatives, this house, everybody says, Minister, slow down. You are rushing. We will crash. I mean, is this your shoulder? I mean, you are the only one going to crash, you know. So, I really wonder what is going on. Everybody you are working with in the space says that, Minister, this is not the way to go. Only you are insisting. The only man standing, only you. So, I wonder how you can work, because, Minister, we have enormous respect for you, but you are not the ones going to teach the students. You are not the one going to buy these harmonized prospectus. I mean, Mr. Speaker, the Minister was describing the harmonized prospectus as if it won't cost much. Mr. Speaker, I have the list here. It's not a joke. What he has harmonized, he says the students should come up with hard body suitcase or trunk. That is not cheap. That will cost you some thousands. Chop box or hard plastic container, toiletries, beddings, a pair of footwear, school specific, underwear, cutlery, other educational materials such as mathematical sets, scientific calculator. And the second category includes detergents, sanitaries, cleaning materials such as liquid soap, hand gloves, washing powder, bleach, cleaning materials. Mr. Speaker, we know the state of this economy. Are these items that parents can just come up with in a few days? And provisions have not come. You know, so Mr. Speaker, this, I heard a colleague of mine, but really, it's costing some people about 7,000, 8,000 cedis to put all of these things together. You know, depending on which school you are attending. Plus transportation, the cost of transportation. If you are moving from North Town, for example, to Wa Senior High, or even to Presec, you know, the one and only Presec Lagos, you know, or to Adisadel. You know, look at the distance, look at the cost of transportation. Teenagers going to these places they've never been to. And then, Mr. Speaker, the other issue which I raised last week relates to those of us in the flood-affected constituencies. We have not been told what the arrangements are. An honorable minister knows. I've been on this case, I've called several times. Mefes and Kizito Senior High Technical School, where displaced persons are. What happens to them? What happens to them? Are we going to watch that secondary school collapse? That is our flagship secondary school. It has done well to take care of displaced persons, 1,500 displaced persons. Is this how to reward them? Is this how to pay them back? By collapsing the school? You know, so the engagement. Yesterday I met with the Mefe chiefs, and they are nobody knows what's happening. The headmaster was there, the district director of education. I called the minister. I called him. Yes, I called him. I've said that already. I've been calling the minister on this matter, but nothing is conclusive. You know, so for those of us in the flood-affected constituencies, our schools run the risk of collapsing. So there are serious issues that, if the honorable minister had listened to the wisdom of Mr. Speaker, the teacher unions, and these representatives, to shift the reopening to January, then we can give ourselves time to resolve all of these matters. How do we relocate displaced persons in schools like Mefes and Kizito? And how do we quickly then, you know, fumigate, decontaminate, and prepare those schools? A lot of them have lost their furniture. They've lost a lot of items in the school because of what is happening there. Then you replace them. The minister has not presented us with any program for schools like that. So, Mr. Speaker, there's a lot of work that has to be done. As of this return to the pre-COVID era, I don't know why the sudden rush. You have not been in any hurry at all to return to the pre-COVID calendar. Even in terms of the final exams, we are no longer writing WASI with our colleagues in Gambia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and the rest. Now is GASI, and you are not in a hurry to move from GASI to WASI. So how come suddenly, overnight, And this is not, it's not this, Mr. Speaker, we all know first week when we report in school, orientation.